Hey everybody, welcome. It's Timmy here with Couture. Great to have you with me today. It's Monday and we are getting really close to the end of the month. It's hard to believe that June has already just moved right along and July 4th will be here before you know it. I feel like it's been a really long time since I got to do a project with you, so I'm really happy to be here. Hope you are as well. I am working on a farmhouse kitchen design tonight, so stay tuned to see this great project that we're going to do together. So I want to know if you're out there and you're watching, so be sure to say hi, come on in and let me know that you're here. And if you want to learn a little bit about, oh, where did I go? I went bye-bye, there we go. If you want to know a little bit more about me and what it is I do to help women be excited about the beauty they find in themselves and around them, please feel free to come in and check out my Style Innovators group. It's that address that you see right here at the bottom. I'd love it if you joined us with other women and we really uplift and support each other while we try to make our lives more beautiful. So I'd love to have you come. So if you're just watching me for the first time, let me tell you a little bit about myself. As I said, I am a chalk couture designer, and that means that I get to create some beautiful DIY home decor with some great products that are provided by Chalk Couture. But better than that, I get to share with you how easy it is, and I can even help you to find a project that is perfect for your style. So if you are a farmhouse lover, then you're going to feel right at home today because we're going to do this Farmhouse Kitchen sign. And what we're using is, of course, our silkscreen transfers, and I'll talk to you a little bit about what those are all about. And the surface that we're working on today is our larger size Aiden board. So you probably have seen me work on the 9x12 size. The Aiden boards are one of my most favorite. These are porcelain steel chalkboards. So the surface is magnetic and the frame is really just beautiful, rusticy looking, and really well built. You can see on the back here, it's got a little lip so you can hang it, or you can prop it up on a easel if you'd like. I have a few around the house, and what I love most about working on our chalkboards is that we can just work on this surface, and when I want to change out my design, all I need to do is wash it off with a little bit of water, and voila, I have a clean slate to work with that I can use over and over again. So very exciting. Hey Penny, welcome. Glad to have you here. So we are creating with our Farmhouse Kitchen sign, and I have had this in my possession for quite some time now, and I am just finally getting around to creating with it. So I'm super happy to be able to share that with you. And I'm gonna see if we can give you a little view of not just what I'm doing, but me too here. So let me change the view here a little bit so you can see me in the right corner. Hello, I'm here. So if you're coming in like Penny, be sure to say hi, and let's get started creating. So when I was getting ready to put this project idea together, I was speaking with a friend of mine who is looking to create a sign for her friend's kitchen, and she mentioned that that friend had some red wood in their kitchen and she really wanted to try to match it. So since I was planning to do this Farmhouse Kitchen sign here tonight, I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and add a little bit of red embellishment into the sign. So I'm using two chalk paste colors tonight. We're going to use our bright white, and then I'm also going to use our Currant jam. And this is a very pretty color. I have found it is just gorgeous and pops really nicely on our chalkboard surfaces. So I'm really excited to try it out. So as I mentioned, these are silkscreen transfers. Lots of times you'll hear people refer to these as stencils. They aren't stencils. Sometimes I slip and call them that myself, but they are not stencils. They're actually a fabric screen. And that means that, one, you want to be kind of careful with it that you don't stretch it, because what's awesome about these is that they are reusable. So we can just wash them off with water and reuse them over and over again. The chalk paste that we use is going to go right over the front of the screen, and when we pull up the screen from the surface, the design is going to be left. So all this green area that you see, that's actually not the part of the screen that is going to stay. It's only these white parts that are going to stay on the surface. And the green part is actually kind of cool because it is an adhesive back on this transfer, which means that when we go and we put this down on our surface, it's going to stay put. It's not going to move around on us. So that means we're going to get a really nice, clean design left over. So as you saw, I was just cutting up this transfer. This has a couple of different pieces, and what I'd like to do, I think, is have our Made with Love and Fresh Daily be here on the bottom. I think I'm going to actually do it in two pieces and put the rolling pin in between. The kitchen, I think, is going to go right kind of here. We're going to put it there. We're going to have Farmhouse that probably will go right above it, and then I think we're going to put our bowl right here. So that's my plan about what's going where. I think I'm going to start with the word kitchen just because I think that will be the easiest place to get going, and then there's quite a bit of room here still because, as I said, the bottom is just going to be here, so we'll have plenty of room to be able to get that in there. So let's grab our fuzzing cloth to begin. And hello, Elaine. Wonderful to see you tonight. Elaine was an awesome friend this weekend. She went and helped out one of her good friend's daughters at the wedding. Traveled quite some distance to go help out for the day. I hear it was lovely, Elaine. The weather was great, you said. I am so happy they had a beautiful day and that you were able to go and enjoy. Let's see, I'm getting a little piece of fuzz here. I have a big hair. I don't know whose hair this is because it's long. Oh, I think it's my daughter's. It's definitely not mine because, as you can see, I do not have long hair. So why I'm using this fuzzing cloth is what we're doing is, remember I mentioned that the back of these silkscreen transfers were adhesive, and when we go and we put them down on a surface like our chalkboard, it's going to stick. It's going to stick hard, and we just want to make sure that we loosen up this adhesive just a tad before we put it down so that when we go to pull it up, we won't run the risk of stretching our transfer. That's the only reason. And you can use one of these fuzzing towels or a terry cloth towel that you have, or you can even use your shirt. Doesn't matter. I like this fuzzing cloth because not only is it great for fuzzing the transfer, it also has a nice surface to clean off the dust off my chalkboards as well. So that is quite nice. So what I'm doing is I'm just rubbing my finger over the surface of the screen just to make sure there are no air bubbles. If I do find an air bubble, I can simply just lift this up and reposition it so that I get rid of that air bubble. And the reason why we want to get rid of the air bubble is that we don't want to have the paste bubble up underneath. Now, excuse me for just a minute, I'm going to stand up because it's a pretty good size. Just want to make sure I'm even. It looks pretty good. And it looks like we've got enough space on either side. So I think it's safe. I'm just going to open up our chalk paste here. And if this is, if you're watching me on the replay and maybe you haven't seen chalk paste before, what this is paste. It's not paint. And it's going to go onto our screen wet. We're going to spread it out with our squeegee so that we have a nice thin layer. And now you're seeing me stand here. I always find sometimes it's easier to chalk standing up. Whoops, I almost dropped my chalk paste on the ground. That's not good. So we're just going to take our squeegee here and we are going to pull the chalk paste across the surface of the screen. Now the chalk paste, as I said, goes on wet, but it dries hard. And it really kind of starts drying a little bit as you are putting it on your screen. So you want to move fairly quickly and spread out that paste. That's why I kind of dab a few spots over, just to make it a little bit easier for me then to make sure I'm working fast enough that the chalk paste doesn't dry on the surface of the screen for me. And you can see I have a lot left here on my squeegee, so I'm just going to pull off any excess. I'm just going to make sure I got every piece of that letter and pull that off. Excellent. And we're almost done with this first word. So as you can see, super quick. This is our Currant jam paste, as I mentioned, and it is definitely one of my favorite colors. I'm hoping that it will be one that will look great with this design. I think this red almost looks like a barn red, almost kind of nice and deep. And look at how beautiful that just pulls and releases from the transfer. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I'm just slowly lifting that off and pulling it, just taking care that I don't stretch my transfer. So I have a little bath of water here. I'm going to put this sticky side down into that water bath and just let it sit until I have a chance to clean it. So I'm just going to let that sit over there and do its thing. And I don't know if I'm going to use this red again, so let me just put that off to the side just in case we decide maybe we want to use the bowl. I haven't quite decided yet if we're going to just leave this red and do everything else in white. We're going to give this a little blast here of heat. You can let this air dry. Usually only takes about 5 or so minutes, but if you want to hurry it along, you can use a hair dryer or, like I'm doing, a heat tool. And I'm just doing that so that when I go to place the next piece on, I don't mistakenly smudge this when it's not yet dry. So we'll let that set for just 1 more minute and then we'll get ready to fuzz the next piece. So where should we go? I don't know if we're ready yet to put that down. I'm not sure if it's quite dry enough, so we probably want to give it a little bit of time. Oh, it's feeling pretty good. And you can kind of see that it gets kind of a matte look once it's dry. I know, don't you love that, Elaine? It is totally, every time I use this, and especially against the white frame, I think it's just so gorgeous. It always takes my breath away, so I'm glad you like it as well. All right, I'm gonna grab my fuzzing cloth here again, and that kitchen now is dry, so I don't have to worry about that. And again, just fuzz this next piece. Easy peasy, easy peasy. And maybe one more time for good measure. And let's place this right about there, I think. Now I eyeball it. If you want or prefer to get out a little measuring tape, you can absolutely do that. We do sell some great placement tape as well, kind of like a washi tape, and that's great. It's got markings on it for marking off distance, so that's great. And again, just putting some chalk paste on the edge of my squeegee and just pulling the chalk paste across. So The key is that you don't need a whole lot of chalk paste. So not only do you not need a lot, you also want to move, as I mentioned, kind of fairly quickly so that you can make sure that the chalk paste doesn't dry on the surface of your screen instead of on your board. So I'm just pulling off any excess, putting it right back in the jar. And then I'm also just going to make sure that they don't have any lines. I got a few lines here. You might see them up close here. So let's just get rid of those. And I think we got them all. And then grab a corner and pull to reveal the farmhouse script. Pretty, pretty. See, again, that white is just gonna pop there for us. So Elaine is asking, when you wash the chalk off, how do you keep the frame from getting too wet? So what I use, Elaine, is one of our board erasers. This is a very well loved and used board eraser. You can use them over and over again. But what I'll do is I'll just wet my board eraser and then I will swirl the surface of the chalkboard and then just keep going back and re-wetting it. So I don't really get the frame wet, although I certainly have gotten the frame wet before. Since it is porcelain, it's not going to damage the board. It's not wood, the frame. It's porcelain, so if it gets wet, it's not going to be a big deal. So, but definitely you can use some of those board erasers, and that works wonders as well. All right, so we have our Made with Love and Fresh Daily. And as I said, I'm thinking that I might like to put my little rolling pin in the middle of those two words. So I'm going to fuzz him too. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to start with him. And then I need you to tell me, what do you think? Should we make the bowl red? This little bowl over here. Add a little more red, or just let it all be white? As I'm adding this piece on, I'd love to know what you think. So we're just going to make sure, again, no air bubbles. Got my squeegee right here. And this is the same squeegee I used before. I don't need to clean it off in between. If it has a lot of dry paste on it, feel free to go ahead and rinse it off. Oh, Red Sox must be on because I hear my husband yelling. I know, that red is just really gorgeous. I agree with you. It really pops against this black. Penny, I think you're right. It's very nice. So I'm going to just have my water bath over to the side, so that's where I'm going every time I move here a little bit. And we've got our Made with Love and Fresh Daily. So what do you think? Red, Elaine, for the bowl? All right, Elaine says red for the bowl. I think that's a good idea. So I do want you to know, if you're just watching and you've watched me before, you know that one of the things that I've been talking about recently, I want to make sure that's dry. It is, okay. That I've been talking about recently is that I have been trying very hard to stop biting my nails. And I want you to know that I'm making very good progress. I know you're probably like, eh, but you know, they're way better than they were. It's been weeks since I bit my nails, and I even went to have a little manicure so that they could help me to shape them so that they could start to grow in a nice way. So thank you for all of your support and encouragement. I am working on this. I think this is not straight. Sorry, that's why I keep moving it here. Now I feel like I really need that placement tape. Okay, I think that's good. Got my red over here. Now again, this is Currant Jam is what this is called. So if you're looking for it, that is the color. When I showed it to my daughter, she said, "Oh, I don't think I like that. It's kind of a funny red." But it looks so gorgeous against this white and against the black, I think. But that's one of the cool things about this, right? You can use whatever color matches your style, your home, your kitchen. All these chalk pastes come in a slew of different colors. Oh yeah, that's super cute. Isn't that cute? Love it, love the red, love the red. My little water bath here is getting full. All right, let's make sure this is all dry before we add our words in. So this is an exciting time here in a Chalk Couture world because on Thursday I head out to Dallas for our second annual Chalk Couture conference, and I get to walk across the stage. I'm very excited. I was successful in reaching the fabulous Fab 4 promotion, they call it. I'll tell you all about it once I get there. But better than that, we are going to get some awesome training and knowledge and brand new products to be able to share starting on July 2nd. So if you are curious about what is coming out and you want to get first dibs, be sure to be checking out my page because I will be posting daily from Dallas, giving you updates as they allow us to. So lots of cool things coming down the pike. We've heard hundreds of new items in the catalog that's releasing on July 2nd. So with the release of new means that some old go away. So I do have a list on my page of the items that are, did you see it's crooked? See, that's what happens when I'm too busy chit-chatting. So let's fix it. That's one of the nice things, right, about all this is it's super easy to fix. It's a little bit on the uphill swing. So I'm just going to take this board eraser and wipe it off and start again. No biggie, right? That's one of the nice things. You mess up, you can just fix it. I didn't do a very good job of lining up the other word. That's what I should have been paying a little closer attention to. So I'm just using a little bit of paper towel here to make sure it's dry. And then I'm just going to pick this right back up and see if I can get it straight this time without being silly. All right, I think that's better. I think that's about right. Notice I don't need to wash off my transfer. As long as I'm not changing my color and it isn't super detailed, it's going to work okay. There we go. Done. That's it. Super, super easy. Wasn't that just so fun? All right. That's it, guys. That was so fast, right? Let's see. It's probably one of the fastest lives ever because I really did keep going with the project instead of chit-chatting as much as I normally do. But I hope you thought this was fun. If this is a project that is right up your alley, you can certainly head to my website and purchase this design. It is one that is still available, isn't going away anytime soon, I don't think. It's not at least on our list to leave in the next 2 months anyway, so it'll be around. But we will, as I said, be getting brand new transfers in as well come July 2nd, so I'll be sure to share that with you as it becomes available. And if you have any questions at all about this project or any others, let me know. If you're falling in love with Chalk Couture, like I have, and you just can't get enough, definitely check out our monthly subscription program. We offer a subscription program where we deliver a brand new transfer to your door for just $19.99 a month. And lots of fun designs come out. As a matter of fact, in July, there's going to be some extra special bonuses for Club Couture subscribers in the way of free product. So if you think it sounds like fun, definitely check that out. If you are curious about what it is to be a Chalk Couture designer and you want to learn more about what it means, please feel free to message me. Send me a note, put, interested down at the bottom, and I'd be happy to share with you what it's all about. Elaine, I know, yes, it's called Currant Jam. It's gorgeous. You can definitely grab it on my website. I don't have one currently on hand, so that would be the best place to get it. But if you have questions or you need some help, you just let me know. In the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful night. I thank you so much for being with me here. And for those of you that might need my website address, it's chalkcouture.com/Timmy. And I can go ahead and even put that into the comments here of our live. Maybe not. At the end I will, along with where I'm going to hang this in my kitchen. I'll take a picture. So thanks everybody for being here, and I'll see you next time, and most likely from Dallas. So be on the lookout. Bye.